Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome to this course. Now, this course is going to be different probably to any course you've ever done before, unless, of course, you've been involved in one of my courses before. It's because I've got a passion for using technology, but with a trick, for using technology effectively for teaching. And as a result of that, I really wanted to try and understand for years and years, having used technology, is how do we make it effective in the classroom? Especially when I'm using it with students who are involved with technology. I mean, it's just common sense. Why are we not using it in our teaching? It's crazy. We're doing tech courses often, and there we are and stand and deliver with PowerPoint slides. And what's that about? So we want to try and use technology in the classroom, but we want to use it in an effective way. And this has been my passion for a long time. And so there's lots of great tools out there. It doesn't matter what you're using, whether you're using Facebook, learning, yeah, Apple products, iPads, tablets, whatever, online, social media, whatever we're using, there are so many opportunities, but it's only good if it's going to be effective. So some years back, I had to go on a journey to try and understand what's going on, because if we're going to use technology, we've got to understand something first, and that is how students learn. So I set out on a journey, dive deep into Facebook, and spent a long time with students in Facebook trying to understand what's going on when we're using technology, when we're using social media. Learning's changed. It's not like it used to be. I mean, why are we sitting in a situation where we get so bored, where we so easily distracted, where we can only concentrate on a 140 character tweet type thing? Those things have all had massive impacts on how we learn in the modern day and age. But if we don't understand it, we can't develop a way to teach effectively. And it's certainly not teaching the way that we always have. So, very quickly, I'm going to introduce you to a word that you've probably never ever heard of in your whole life, and it's the word pedagogy. Now, something's been going on, it's a secret. There's been this secret going on through all of your schooling, through all of your university, and no one has ever told you until now, so wait for the big reveal. There has been a hidden pedagogy. Now, you really should be going, pause video, get out there, Google, find out what it means. What is it? Well, when it comes to teaching, especially with teaching with technology, but with even our technology, there are some really important elements. There is the content knowledge that the teacher obviously needs to know. So if they're teaching you geography, or if they're teaching you IT, if they're teaching you social sciences, political science, history, doesn't matter. They know their content. And then more recently, has come across is a tool. And so we need to have a tool that we have a knowledge about. And so we might know how to use PowerPoint as a tool, for example, or something more sophisticated. We might be using Edmodo. We might be using Moodle. We might be using Facebook, Twitter. It could be, it doesn't really matter what it is. Those are the tools. Now you would think, well, if you've got a great knowledge of your content, if you've got a great knowledge of a tool, you put the two together, things should work. No, it doesn't. And the key element is pedagogy. And pedagogy is, how do you teach? Now, for most teachers, when they were learning how to teach, they went to some teaching college, and during that period, they would have learned a pedagogy, various ways of teaching. And all through your schooling, the teachers never probably told you why you are learning in the way you are learning. They may have told you why the content was important. They may have even told you what content you're going to cover, how you're going to cover it. But did they tell you why you are learning it in that way? Why are you doing it as a project? Why are you doing it in this particular way? That's pedagogy. And mostly it's invisible. Students are never told. And part of the reason is often either the teachers or the lecturers either don't know what their pedagogy is, or it's just such a natural part of them they never really consciously think about it. But that becomes a problem when it comes to technology. Because when it comes to technology, there is no pedagogy for how we do it, because it's different. We can't take the old approaches and just use them. It doesn't work. And so it's been my mission to try and understand how students learn, and as a result of that, develop a digital age pedagogy, a teaching approach that will work for you guys, that will make your learning effective, because that's what we want. If we're going to have these great tools, we want to make it effective. And so part of that is I developed a little model that helps people try and understand as teachers how they're teaching. And we find that a lot of the teaching happens in the quadrant of the passive consumer. Exactly what you're doing right now. Sitting there just listening is passive consumption. Now, it's part of learning. But technology allows us to do so many other things. We can become active consumers by maybe playing some games and stuff, or we can be a passive producer. But ultimately, the most exciting part is when learning happens through being an active producer. And the research shows this is the most effective way to learn. And so having understood this, I developed a model which is called the activated classroom teaching approach. And it has various layers, and these layers are each pedagogies. They're all teaching approaches. Now, the consumption layer, you obviously understand what consumption is because that's what you're doing right now, and you've done it since grade about 0 all the way up through to this point. But these other pedagogies, these other ways of learning are active ways, and they involve technology. And they involve very exciting things we can do with technology. And when we learn like this, you come out of your old style of learning, and it's not easy. It's like any new change. You get into a new style of learning, and it is effective because the learning is happening ongoing as you're going through things. And so in this course, I'm going to introduce you to how you can be learning using technology in an exciting way, because we are in technology, but in a way that is proven to be effective. So you're going to sit back, relax, get excited, hopefully, and you're going to get into this very new and exciting way of learning. It's what I call the activated classroom. So what I can tell you is you have to be prepared to be involved. You're not just going to sit there, because learning requires effort, but it's effort in a great and an engaging way. And you're going to be involved as we go through things like curation and conversation, correction, creation, and chaos. So enjoy. It's a mind shift. It's not something everyone can easily do, but once you figure out and get involved in learning in the activated way, you will never want to go back. In fact, you're going to be asking all your lecturers, why are we sitting here just passively consuming content when we could be using all this great tech to learn in a new way? So get ready for an exciting journey.